It is amazing, but Tesla has still managed to steal a spotlight on the day when there's a second day of a Geneva or third day of Geneva Motor Show that's going on in Europe. Tesla is not participating. There are a lot of different unveilings and announcements, but they've managed to steal the spotlight. And as far as I'm concerned, came up with the biggest news of the day. And we're going to talk about that and everything that's going on at the Geneva show right now. All right, well, as you can see, here's the picture of the two semi-trucks that we've seen at the unveiling. We've seen one of them at different routes here in California. Last time it was spotted on its way to Gigafactory. And so earlier today, Elon, he didn't tweet. See, he actually posted this picture on Instagram. But literally, as I was getting ready for the show, he tweeted another picture, this time on Twitter, of these two trucks. Now they have the actual trailers hooked on them, and guess what? This is going to be their first real job. I know these are just prototypes, but they are going to be transferring the batteries, it looks like, from Gigafactory to the Tesla factory here in Fremont, only a few miles away from me. And this is really, I mean, this is amazing. When was the last time you saw a prototype is actually doing a job? Now, obviously, this job is going to be for Tesla, but it's a great test because it's about 240 to 150 miles from the Gigafactory to the Fremont factory. Now, granted, it is mainly, you know, downhill. There are very few uphill areas there, so it will probably help. And it's not the 500, obviously they won't be able to prove the 500-mile range, but this is definitely something that's a first test that's going to have what it looks like at least a big load in there, because batteries are heavy. And you know, only a few days ago, the Daimler executive was just saying how, you know, they don't believe that this is really happening. Well, this is the first time they can actually see for themselves. I'm sure there will be a few videos maybe or pictures for those lucky of you guys who are going to spot the semis, either one of them, on one of the freeways that's leading up from Sacramento area, from Nevada, then Sacramento, then here in the Bay Area. So definitely please take pictures and videos. Please make sure to do it this way and not this way. It helps everybody out. You know, we can see better resolution and so forth. So I mean, this is exciting. I mean, just like I said, when was the last time we really have seen a prototype car actually do its very first job, you know, 2 years before it's really due to be released? And, you know, I hope Mercedes-Benz executives are watching, because, you know, this is something that they're going to be proven wrong in, you know, in a much faster time than I think they wanted to. So, again, Geneva Auto Show is going on, but the news is right here with Tesla. And before we get to the other exciting things that are going on at the Geneva Motor Show, I don't think I will be able to fit everything that's going on. There are a couple of things that we're going to talk about tomorrow. But before that, let me remind you that this channel is sponsored by Evanex, and so is this video. They sell aftermarket accessories for Tesla Model S, Model X, and even the Model 3. And if you're looking to get something for yourself, check out the description of this video, because they gave us a discount code specifically for this community, so you guys can actually save a few bucks while you're doing that. All right, let's move on to another story that is coming out of the Geneva Motor Show. I keep saying auto show, but whatever. And this is a BMW that's, you know, been pretty behind. I have to say, you know, I think we all agree. They're pretty behind on everything, except for they have sold a bunch of i3s, which a lot of us don't really, you know, it's been a while since they've done anything, but, you know, they have sold quite a good number of them. I think 110,000 at this point. Obviously, I'm not even going to get into what I think about it. Let's talk about the future, right? So they had this a concept car, which you kind of see here. Let me show some of the video. That's it was called iVision Dynamics, and now they're saying that they're actually going to move forward with it, and they're going to create what they're calling a BMW i4 out of it, and it's going to go in production in the next few years. What they're saying is, they're not saying when, but they're going to try to get 25 of their cars in their fleet, whether plug-in hybrids or fully electric, by 2025. Now they're saying that this car is going to have a 300-mile range or so, 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Now these specs don't really matter much right now, because it's too early in the stage. to talk about it. Obviously, the closer to the unveiling, if anything, we'll have to figure out what it's really going to be. But you know, it's a small step. Just like I said, they're a bit behind, but they do have their i3 out, and it's a small step in the right direction. So they're actually moving forward with it. So kudos to them. I'm definitely looking forward to it. So definitely good luck. Physics, who somehow made it at this time of the day, and so is Gary in New York, who claims insomnia. Physics says, I like the front end of that BMW, kind of Batman-ish. That's kind of true. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it reminded me of. Clearman007, hi from North Korea. Wow, are you seriously watching me from North Korea? Because, you know, I don't want either one of us to be in trouble over this, but welcome. Cinema Writer, welcome. Concept cars should be banned. Only cars that are intended for reality should be public exhibition legal. This culture of lies needs to end. You know, I kind of agree with you on one hand. On another hand, you know, me and you and everybody else who is in the chat room and watching it right now, we are already excited about this, right? But people, don't forget, people need to get excited about the future and electric cars. And, you know, the way to do it is to show them cool concept cars. I mean, it's just how it works. And again, I'm still kind of, you know, I'm as you can see, I'm on the fence, but I'm glad that there's some movement towards, like, they didn't come up with a gas powered fully or diesel car. They came up with an electric car prototype, or actually, I'm sorry, in the concept. And yes, I know we're going to talk about Volkswagen diesel BS tomorrow. Okay, so I'm on it. Yes, Physics says he's in my time zone. Yeah, I know, but still, it's, you know, it's 10 after 10 today. I appreciate you joining me. And Arvin is all the way from Hawthorne, where, you know, the semi-truck unveiling was. And he says passing the SpaceX. Very nice. Cinema Writer also says every time those German execs diss Tesla, they look like idiots, and you know, they're just about to do it again. Yeah, he's also bringing up the announcement that Bosch is decided not to do the batteries, which is kind of weird, right? All they really, their main business is to provide you know, main parts for cars and technology and so forth. So it's kind of weird for them saying, yeah, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and pass on like the most important part of the you know, cars of the future. So, you know, I understand. All right, so David says, hi all, I've been watching for a long time. Thank you. Tonight is the first time I'm able to watch live. Thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for watching. And, you know, tonight and tomorrow I'm actually going to go even a little bit later, because not only I have a full day of commitment, I have that hockey game after that. So it's going to be at 11 p.m. tomorrow. But I'm glad that a lot of you guys are able to catch this video live. And yes, Physics is right. If you're enjoying this video, if you like this channel, give it a thumbs up. It always helps the video to do better later when it's being posted. All right, let's move on to the next story, which is kind of cool story. And I know Physics may, well, who was complaining about this? Yeah, I think Physics, right? About the concept cars, but you may not like the story, but you know, Renault came out with this tiny little cute, well, it's not tiny, it's actually supposed to sit 6 passengers, and it's actually going to let's see, I'm not really sure why the video's not playing, but let me play a quick video that there's, you know, we've seen this before, but before that, this really was one of those concepts that we knew, like, oh, don't worry about it, this is just a toy for everybody to get excited about. But this one is actually looks like they may be you know, taking this to production. Now, granted, there are a lot of laws that many different countries need to pass in order for a fully driverless autonomous vehicle to ride around. However, you know, if it's kind of like a downtown taxi that, or even a hotel or airport taxi that takes you from the airport to the hotel at level 4 autonomous driving, you know, this thing can be legal right now in Arizona, where the laws are very actually friendly, probably the most friendly in the country to cars like this. So I can see this, they're saying by 2022. So yeah, I'm you know what, I'm kind of excited about it, as you can see. And by the way, this is the future. As I told you guys, when I went to CES and talked to, you know, listened to a lot of presentations, unveilings, talked to a lot of execs that we were so, you know, fortunate to have access to, a lot of them did tell me, and to all of us, that the future that they see right now for the autonomous cars is not so much for us as consumers to get them, but for the ride sharing services to get them first. So that's pretty exciting, and I'm excited for all of this new and cool technology. Which, by the way, let's move on to another story, which is, Ionity. This is one of the few 3 or 4 up-and-coming supercharger alternatives in Europe that are being invested. This particular one is being invested by BMW, Daimler, that's a parent company of Mercedes-Benz, Ford, and the Volkswagen Group, that's a parent company of Porsche and Audi. They together invested into this charging infrastructure. They are looking to get up to 400 locations by the end of 2020. And and they actually produced this video where, for the first time, we're going to get to see what these charging stations are going to look like. They kind of remind us. You'll see it kind of reminds you of Tesla charging stations. They want to make it look futuristic, but this is the first time we see what it is that they're targeting. They're looking at 350 kilowatt hour charging power. They're going to start, I believe, with only 100, 150 maybe. Tesla's is 145, just in comparison. And, this is basically their answer, or Porsche's answer, for example, in Europe to the supercharging network. And just like I said, this is no joke. There are a few of them are coming up, and they are definitely going to give this whole electric car movement a big push in Europe. We're still very much behind. Here in the United States, there's only, Tesla supercharging network. I know Porsche recently announced that they're going to have their own building in, they're going to build them in their own 190 or so locations, like dealership locations. So that's an initial attempt. But that's another exciting thing that's going on. And as you can see, they look pretty good, and I know it's a really cool Salvador Dali type of a background there, but nevertheless, I mean, definitely good to see what the alternative to the superchargers are going to be. My girlfriend says she's watching while playing Altered Beast, whatever it is, honey. I'm assuming it's a computer game. I normally watch Alex every day live stream at 12:30 a.m. in India, says Varun. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Isaac says, and let me get rid of this. Isaac says, since Tesla Semi has a driver's seat at center, we might have them earlier than Model 3 in the right-hand drive countries like here in New Zealand. You know what? You might be actually right. They really do have the seat right in the middle, which is kind of cool. Derek says they need more superchargers in Canada. Well, they need more superchargers everywhere, even including here in the Bay Area. He says they're a solid 10% or less the amount cross Canada as in the US. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're even behind their own plans there, and I'm assuming they're gonna ramp it up as soon as they can. But Tesla, Elon Musk, and timing doesn't always go together, so you always have to be just a little bit more patient. All right, guys, let's move on to the comment of the day, and it comes from Darcy Klein. And we were having a conversation in the comment section, and there were a lot of negative comments sometimes, not a lot, but the good amount, about Jaguar I-Pace and the Porsche Mission E and everything. But I think we're forgetting that really, unless you're just a hardcore Tesla fanboy, there's like, I just love Tesla, I want to hear nothing else about anything else, I just love Tesla, I love Tesla, right? Unless you're like that, and some of those people actually have YouTube channels, so that would be a good destination for you. But as a green energy and electric car fan like myself and people who I'm assuming almost choked on my own stuff. I just get so excited, I get overwhelmed with my own joy. People who watch this channel, I think, is they watch it because we're rooting for all electric cars, who all different kinds of alternatives and everything. And so he says, bottom line is more electric cars, no matter what the cost, is the final goal. So I agree, the more electric cars is the final goal. Don't forget, the electric car sales are still at only 1%. So we want to make sure that expands. Let's not have some inner fighting. Obviously, it's a young industry that's got its own problems and growing pains and enemies, really, right? So let's remember that we're still together on this one, and we want every single electric car manufacturer to succeed. Let's see. Gary in New York says, is there some code that states EVs have to look bizarre? You know what? There used to be. I'm talking to you, BMW i3 and a Chevy Bolt and Nissan Leaf first generation. But as you can see, a lot of the unveilings that we're seeing, a lot of concept cars that we're seeing are no longer weird looking. They look like normal gas cars. So that's changing. I think there's no more of that code that's going on. Let's see. Varun says we have EVs in India, even though there are no super or fast chargers. Is just range anxiety until you get over it. That's very interesting. Statement Ted Stewart says Atlanta in Canada is 4 of 10 out of provinces. I'm talking about superchargers there. Summer Rider says, Alex, it's not like that I actually wanted Jaguar to offer some better than Tesla features. They have failed. Plus they don't dare to compare ICE to ICE cars. No, listen, we agreed on that they have failed, and I think Mission E, a marketing campaign, also failed to realize they should be going against their competition, which is real competition in a bigger market, which was 90% of them, which is of course the gas cars. But you know, at the same time, I'm still rooting for the cars, right? So it's the original Chevy Electric was ugly as well, says Gene Phillips. I agree. Anyway, guys, listen, all I'm saying is let's play nice in our own community. Let's be excited for what we have right now, what's coming up. You know, really what we should be trying to get at other companies like Volkswagen, and I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, that somehow is still holding on to diesel cars and gas cars and so forth, and companies like BMW who are a little bit more reluctant than they should be to move towards the fully electric car. So now, guys, thank you for joining me today. We had a lot. I did not expect so many people watching, actually. I thought it would be just kind of me, my girlfriend, my mom, really. So thank you for showing up at this time of day. Thank you for the new people who are able to watch this. Tomorrow, I still have one more day where I can't do it in the morning. So I will see you guys here just 1 hour later than today. It's going to be 11 p.m. Pacific time. But other than that, we're going to see a lot more from the Geneva Auto Show. Other than that, thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. See you tomorrow. And remember to stay charged.